welcome back. You're still with us here on the C Morning Show. It is 7:15 in the a.m., leading us to our first discussion of the morning. And we have some data to share with you, as many as 7 from 87 patients of leptospirosis in Central Java have died in the months of January to March of this year. The latest known fatality was recorded in Boyolali last week.
The Central Java Health Agency found a total of 18 cases of leptospirosis in Demak Regency with 3 fatalities, followed by the city of Semarang with 7 cases and 1 fatality.
And World Health Organization, or WHO, data was quoted that the leptospirosis number is quite alarming. Annually, on average, there are at least 1 million cases worldwide with 60,000 fatalities.
Furthermore, the Central Java Health Agency encourages residents to be extra aware of leptospirosis, which potentially occurs during rainy season and transitional weather.
And to find out more about leptospirosis, we're now going to have a discussion more about this disease with internist gastroenterohepatology Professor Rino Alvani Gani. Good morning, Professor. Thank you for being here this morning.
Good morning, Professor.
So let's first talk about what exactly is leptospirosis, because we here in the studio are new to this as well. We've never heard of this.
Yes, leptospirosis is the disease caused by Leptospira. Leptospira is a bacteria who enter the human flesh or because of maybe a crack in the skin, and enter this bloodstream and cause inflammations and subsequently can cause the organ damage.
Okay.
And what are the symptoms of leptospirosis?
The symptoms varies. Sometimes no symptoms at all, but in most cases the patients have fever, with red eyes, and after that maybe liver damage and also kidney damage can occur.
Okay, before we talk about the bodily damage or the internal damage that can happen, the symptoms you described are quite overlapping with a lot of things that are happening in Indonesia. For example, dengue fever. Red eyes, I've heard, can happen as well. High fevers. There's also virus ispa, which my wife had a couple of weeks ago.
That one.
So same thing. So when we go in, the first thing we think of is right now is dengue fever. Nobody thinks of leptospirosis right now. So when you have some of these symptoms, what is going to identify that this is leptospirosis as opposed to something else?
Yeah, the most important thing is to enhance the suspicions. If these patients comes from area with flood, or these patients works as maybe a sewer, or close contact with water, doctor should think about the leptospirosis.
Okay, so it's important not just to identify the symptoms, but the environment that this person is coming from. Like the best example we could give right now is because of the recent flooding that has taken place, likely across Central Java, West Java as well. That's going to contribute to this. I think the example that people were using is that rats can carry this virus, correct? And it can be released through their droppings. And if you have contaminated water, like flood water, and if people have to navigate through these waters with, open sores or a cut on their leg, that's how it can enter your system.
Okay, so I guess that would be the biggest risk and the biggest exposure one would have to the disease. Okay, but Professor, how can people minimize their exposure? Sometimes they don't have a choice. Maybe they're working, or they're working in the area. But what are some steps they could take to sort of minimize the risk?
If they know, they will maybe faced with the contaminated water, they can take drugs like doxycycline, once a week to prevent the infections.
Okay.
But as you see, common people maybe don't realize this kind of condition. So the most important thing is to wear the protective gear like high boots, rubber boots, and very careful in case in the flood.
Can a good immune system overcome this as well? Because I mean, with COVID, we were always thinking that, like, well, at least the last line of defense is your own immune system. Can that be working in this case?
I don't, maybe because sometimes the leptospirosis is asymptomatic, so don't give any symptoms. But in most cases, the immune system is complicated with this. Sometimes it can protect, but sometimes no. Because the leptospirosis have the two peaks of fever. The first peak is because of the bacteria itself. And the second peak is because of the immune reactions. So, immune systems may be protective, but maybe also make more damage.
So this is going to be quite concerning, especially if your fever has gone away and then it's come back, right?
Come back. No, funny you mentioned that, Paul. Speaking of COVID, Prof, we understand as well it affects different age groups differently. Is it the same for this disease? Like if you're younger, does it vary between the age groups?
Non-discriminatory.
I mean, do younger people sort of recover from it faster compared to older people?
Oh, I think so. Yes, I mean with that point of view, yes, maybe, But leptospirosis is bacteria. I mean, the agent is the bacteria.
Right.
COVID is a virus, so it's different. But the older the age, like COVID, the more risk of death, in these patients. That's maybe the same.
Okay. When it comes to treatment, Prof, what is the likely treatment? Is someone, we already know, okay, this person has leptospirosis. Is it some sort of antibiotics that they would be prescribed? And how long, what kind of window do we have when it comes to time before it causes the aforementioned damage that you mentioned? Could be kidney damage, liver damage. I heard meningitis can also happen.
So as in general, to treat the disease as early as possible will be beneficial. So in general, if we can detect the leptospirosis early, so we can give patients with the antibiotics. Antibiotics for leptospirosis not really expensive, like doxycycline, amoxicillin, that's the common antibiotics that can be used. But if we, or maybe doctors do not have any suspicions of the leptospirosis, and then it become advanced, and damage the kidney already and maybe liver already, it become more difficult to treat. Even to give antibiotics in this kind of conditions, maybe not.
Might not even help.
Not save the patients.
Is this what's happening? Because those WHO numbers are quite alarming with so many fatalities. Is it because people are just not detecting it early enough? Yes.
As you said, the early symptoms mimic influenza,
could be a
or
cold.
common cold, like that. So not really get any attention.
Well, if that's the solutions to treat it, Prof, are there any ways to prevent it? Maybe vaccines?
Yeah. Okay. The difficulties is this Leptospira has 66 species until now. Yeah.
Okay.
So and the immune system for this Leptospiras is very specific. So yeah, you cannot give patients with 66 different.
Like, we're talking like variations, right? Like mutations. Right.
So and also we don't know when we faced with this kind of bacteria. So in several countries, maybe they have vaccine, yeah, for Leptospira, but not really effective. So the most important thing is to prevent the infection of this disease is to have a protective gears, like I said before.
Okay, and since we're seeing the increase of this in rainy season due to floods in several areas, is this something that we should be looking out for on an annual basis? Because we do have like heavy rain periods on certain parts of the year. Is this something we should be more aware of annually?
Yes, in this case, the most important thing is to enhance the suspicious for leptospirosis infection, Leptospira infection. So we can make a kind of early diagnosis and then also prompt treatment, at the earliest possible.
Okay, we should, by the way, we don't have to be concerned when it comes to, because I asked you earlier about this, Prof, what about human-to-human transmission? It actually can happen as well, right? But we don't have to worry about things like public pools, right? Because there's chlorinated water. Does that actually help to quell any sort of bacteria usually when it comes to things like this? Because I imagine if somebody has leptospirosis and they go in a pool of water with others and they have an open sore or open cut, it could be transferred, or is it okay in swimming pools? Because swimming pools have chemicals, right?
Yes. I really don't ever heard, the case, the infections in the swimming pool in common sense, but maybe it can. I mean, everything with water can spread the leptospirosis.
Okay. It's scary stuff because, I mean, if somebody's asymptomatic and they can still carry the bacteria, it's alarming if it can actually be transferred to water. But again, I would assume that if you go to a swimming pool, there's a lot of chemicals, chlorine and such, in order to take care of any bacteria. But be careful if you're going swimming in, you know, a lot of kids, they go swimming in
the river.
In the river. And
the water.
Those are the ones that we
That's maybe more dangerous, in this sense.
Especially children that like to play in the floods. You see them a lot on the streets, right? So be aware of this out there. Hopefully you are enlightened on this as much as we are on this subject, because this is quite new to us as well. So thank you, Professor, for coming on and sharing your thoughts and your knowledge in regards to this. And we hope that you're able to learn a little more about leptospirosis and try to avoid this kind of almost could be deadly bacteria.
Yes, absolutely, Paul. All right, folks, we're now set for another break, and when we return, we'll have updates for you from around the world. Stay with us.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.